Hi everyone, Dave here at East Rosebud Fly and Tackle. Good morning and welcome. I'm sure you know that the blue-winged olive, or the baetis, the blue-winged olive is a common name that covers many different families of mayfly. Baetis is a genus of mayflies. Very common here in the West, at least 2 generations per year, spring and fall. And very fertile conditions, you can even get a third, a summer hatch. They're also cosmopolitan, they circle the entire globe, so they're a very common mayfly. The one thing unusual about them, however, is that they crawl under the surface of the water to lay their eggs. On the English chalk streams, the river keepers actually put slanted boards into the water to give the mayflies something to land on and crawl under, lay their eggs on the bottom. And there's photographic evidence that the male follows the female. What a husband, huh? Anyway, when they're done, she drowns, they both drown. It gives the fish another opportunity to feed on the blue-winged olives. It also gives you, as a fisherman, another opportunity to fish that hatch after the emergence and the spinner fall is over. So I'm going to show you a pattern that give you another chance at fishing the blue-winged olive hatch. So the pattern itself is simple. The important aspect is the wings. As these mayflies go underwater, they surround themselves with this bubble of air. That's how they're able to stay down so long. Air exchanges within the water. They can stay down for up to 20 minutes, but it also gives the appearance of this sparkling bubble. So all we really have is a tail. We have some dark dun dyed badger CDL. The wing is this clear sparkle emerger yarn. The beard or the legs is also the same as the tail. The dubbing, for the hook, I'll be using Firehole 633, which is their nymph hook, and a size 14, but just like the spinners, you can tie these from 14s all the way down to 20s. For thread, I'm using olive 10-aught Veevus. If you're using a different color for the body, make sure you use the correct colored shade of thread. So I'm going to start here about where my wing will be, about 70% point, and tie to the end of the shank. The baetis mayflies only have a pair of tails, so you don't want to overdo the tail business. I like the CDL because of its marking, and it's stiff and easy to work with. We don't have to split these or do anything fancy, just make them a little more than shank length. Put them in right there. To keep our abdomen nice and smooth, I went ahead and brought my thread all the way up. Now for the actual body, I'm using some Hare-Tron, which is hare's ear hair and antron. So you get a little sparkle. I'm going to be using some straight olive, but like I said, any combination of olive and brown. There are many different species in the baetis genus and many different subtle varieties of that color. So we're just going to dub this up to about where the thorax will be so we can tie in our wing. Keep it nice and thin. Add dubbing as you need it. Don't wait until you're out, then start all over again, or you can't keep your dubbing consistent in width. Okay, the wings, like I say, it's about a half a strand of clear sparkle emerger yarn. And they're going to be tied in the delta shape, facing back. The primary function of these is to trap that air bubble. So it's tied much the same way as a spinner, except the wings are slanted back. Once you've got them wrapped in with X-wraps, and bring them back, tie over them just a little bit, and I like to trim it to just past the end of the body. And we'll come back in with our dubbing. But this can be fished as a dropper off of a dry fly. It can be fished independently at the end of the hatch. You can add a little weight to this, which I probably should have, but it's too late now. But a little bit of lead weight on this would help to assure that it's going to get down. Okay, so for the legs, I'm using the same Dun colored CDL. If you have a rotary capable vise, it's nice to be able to flip it over so you can see the bottom. If you don't, then just use a reverse pinch wrap like this, about to the end of the hook shank, excuse me, the bend. And then I'm going to do just a little bit more dubbing to finish this up. But since the blue-winged olive hatch is so popular and so common, it's a good idea to have all the stages covered, because the fish can become extremely selective for one stage over another, and they always prefer an underwater stage to a topwater stage. They're more comfortable and they're safer when they don't come up to the top. So there's a diving blue-winged olive egg layer. Easy pattern, easy to tie in smaller sizes as well. Thanks for joining in, and see you next time.